Well, hey everyone, and welcome. I'm your friend Art of Mana, and let's dive into our 178th stream. No, 79th stream. 79th stream, where I am going to hopefully, along with Dark Solid X, beat Double Dragon Neon. This is a game that we have played twice before now, and every time it has been a blast. It is a game that came out by WayForward and is an arcade brawler beat-em-up style game. Alright? It's basically what you would expect from like a 90s arcade, but this is given a whole new fresh coat of polish courtesy of WayForward, who excels at making some beautiful hand-drawn artwork on pretty cool backgrounds. And yes, Harem, you actually won a copy of this game, so congratulations to Harem on that. And otherwise, I don't know what to say. I mean, I guess by way of introduction, we have played through, I think it's now 8 levels, and Solid and I've done pretty well up until, unfortunately, this last bit, because at this point, it's getting pretty darn brutal. The game is, I would say it is generally appropriate for all audiences. There is, of course, violence, as one would expect from an arcade beat-em-up brawler, and some questionable character designs that I find problematic, but the entire game has a very 80s, 90s aesthetic. It has a lot of references to things like popular slang at the time, fashion, music, all kinds of things. You can hear it from the music in the background right now. It's pretty fun and pretty funny, actually, the way that they go about this. So yeah, anyways, if you have any questions about it, please let me know. And Mario asks, like MDHR? It's WayForward. I guess I would say WayForward and MDHR are two completely separate entities, really, because MDHR took a lot of time to craft the animation in the 30s style. And actually, if you watch, there's a really wonderful games development conference video that you can stream on YouTube. It's actually available, and you can listen to one of the artists on Cuphead describe how they went about the whole process of developing the game and developing the artwork. And they painstakingly drew on paper all of the different elements, which is really impressive, because that is not a typical way to do things today. The only thing they used that was digital in the process, I believe, was Photoshop for, or whatever digital art studios they used for coloring. Aside from that, the rest was all done by hand, and I believe all the backgrounds were done by hand in a watercolor style. But that was cell by cell images. They decided to use digital tools because it just made it much simpler. But WayForward tends to do, I think, a similar thing, but with generally digital tools. And if you've seen things like the DuckTales Remastered game, for example, that game was done using all of the same kinds of concepts and tools. It's a hand-drawn, animated foreground. All of the sprite work, I guess it's not really sprites in games like this, but all of that would be hand-drawn and animated, where the backgrounds are often actually polygonal. Sometimes somewhat low polygons as well. And if you've actually seen, yes, Mario, DuckTales, woo! If you've seen me play through Batman the Brave and the Bold, the video game, that is also WayForward. I guess we're just going through all the WayForward category of games. Maybe we'll eventually get to Shantae, which is probably their most well-known game. But they also did an excellent adaptation of The Legend of Korra. It's not the best game in the world, to be fair. There are some, pretty repetitive parts to it, and it's basically a 3D brawler, and, it's good for what it is. I enjoyed the experience. A lot of people said it was too shallow, and maybe that's true. But yeah, Harem, there's actually a Legend of Korra video game. It's not bad. It's not bad, in my opinion. Like I said, a lot of people have mixed opinions of it, however. But for my money, I think it was actually quite well done, quite well implemented. And Mario says, I still think Retro makes better classic-like games. Well, Retro... I'm not saying WayForward... I wasn't making any statements as to the best companies for classic-style games. Retro is a pretty incredible company. They obviously hit it out of the park with games like Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country Returns and Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze. Both those games are fantastic. And obviously, taking the Donkey Kong Country IP, they had some pretty big shoes to fill, and they filled them admirably. But, WayForward has a very different style. They actually do things where less of the CG stylings, right? Donkey Kong Country Returns, I think, excellent games, don't get me wrong, but they definitely are CG in styling as opposed to sort of the hand-drawn aspect, which I kind of like the hand-drawn. It reminds me also, probably my favorite game in this style is Wario Land Shake It. That game is really cool because they have this beautiful hand-drawn artwork, I think foreground and background. So if you have a chance, it's on the Wii. We'll probably play it on stream at some point. In fact, I know I'll want to. It's just a matter of when. But we'll get to that. That'll be great. And let me just take a quick peek, though, and see Wario Land Shake It, also known as Wario Land the Shake Dimension in the PAL regions. Came out in 2008. Oh ho ho! Tommy-chan!
Thanks so much for hosting.
Tommy, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that, host. Welcome, Tommy, and Solid as well. Solid, you can actually hop right into the parlor here. I will mention, or I will make some adjustments here in a moment. Oh, let's leave that there. So one moment before I get started here, Solid. But yeah, I was just saying with Wario Land Shake It, it was developed by Goodfeel. And I don't know what they have done besides Wario Land Shake It. I really should investigate because I'm very, very interested in this company and this game. I think they did an excellent job. So Wario Land Shake It gets a recommendation from me today. If you get a chance, check it out. But that being said, of course, we are going to have to dive into this game. So let me go ahead and welcome Solid. We'll make sure that we have our audio levels adjusted, and give me one moment as I pull up the volume. Solid, you are on air. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well as well. Oh man, are you ready to bust some skulls, as it were?
Of course. And hello everyone in chat.
Yay! Solid and I have been working through this game. I think it's been going really well, don't you?
Yes, it has.
It's been a little bit of a challenge, though. We've kind of gotten into a section that's a bit of a wall, right?
Yeah, because it's kind of harder at the end, so it was
absolutely.
Expected.
Yeah, absolutely. I think where we are right now, right, is we've gotten to the level where we slide down on one half of the plant boss that we just beat, right?
Uh-huh.
And now what we have to do is, apparently, we have to go through this sort of haunted forest, I think is what it is.
Yes, and watch out for arrows.
Arrows, that's right. Arrows, which are really the worst. Arrows are no good. Very bad. And also big spiky cylinders. Isn't that right?
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
so we've got our work cut out for us. We do indeed. But Harem, Mario, Solid, Cactus, Tommy, all of you, thank you so much for being in chat. Obviously, Solid also thank you for being here and playing with me today. I guess without further ado, or with at least some further ado, I should probably make sure that we are ready to go. And let me go ahead and invite you into a match, shall we? Let's do this. Play online. And we're going to continue. We are on mission number 9, actually. Mission 9 is what we're on.
Yes, so I think we only have like 2 stages left.
That's amazing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and host a game. We're gonna do
Uh-huh.
invite only. Difficulty normal is all we have. That's right. Friendly fire off because we don't wanna go there. We don't wanna have friendly fire. That would just make it way too difficult. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I don't want Mana to accidentally punch me in the back of my head.
That's probably what would happen too. So, but yeah, Mario says gonna have my leftover quesadilla. That sounds great, Mario. And Mario says my personal favorites are the Mario Sport titles. Oh, I haven't actually played too many of those. Should probably check that out. Tommy, how are you doing? How are things? What's new? It's been a little while. This week we are going to today, hopefully, we are going to beat this game, and then after that, Monday, I am playing Portal 2 co-op
Ooh.
with Ginny Gravity. Yeah, that's a new one for me. I haven't played that in stream. So
That's a fun game. Really fun game.
you've played the co-op mode as well?
Yes,
Uh,
and then it uses both of you guys using portals to actually complete the challenges.
I'm pretty excited, not gonna lie. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And Ginny Gravity is awesome, so we're gonna play that together on Monday. And then on Wednesday I'll be playing some more Splatoon 2 with folks, with friends of Mana. And then the following Saturday is going to actually be a Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game session. So, very interesting. And then after that, I'm gonna start putting on Saturdays, well, actually, no, excuse me. After that, do you know what I'm doing? The patron pick?
No.
Solid. Did you hear?
Really?
Did you hear about this the patron pool and the patron pick? I'm not sure if you heard about this.
No, I haven't.
So it's pretty cool. I basically spun a roulette wheel with all the names of the patrons, and Troxa won, which I thought was cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Troxa got to look at my collection of physical video games, and from that, make a decision as what game he wanted me to play. And he chose, well, guess what era of video game he chose first?
It's not the 80s, is it?
A little bit later. Let's break it down into a few different eras. The era of the Atari 2600, excuse me, and the era of the NES, the era of the SNES, the era of the N64, the era of the GameCube, and the era of the Wii, and the era of the Wii U, and the era of the Switch. Of those, which do you think it was?
I would have to say N64.
You are actually correct. It was the PlayStation title, Spyro the Dragon, that he chose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing Spyro the Dragon the following Saturday. After that, though, I'm going to try and set aside on Saturdays the opportunity to do some more games that are more in line with what I've done in the past. You know, like I want to go back to some Zelda games, and I also want to go back to, like, I want to beat Breath of the Wild, and I also want to go back to some Minecraft as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because actually over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, I will be hopefully picking up a new laptop, allowing me to dual PC stream. So that should be good.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, sorry, that was me kind of waffling on. Do you want to dive in? Actually, we probably want to go back, huh?
Yes. To get more lives. In the shop.
I may have done a little bit of sleuthing online, and I discovered something about this game.
Okay.
Level 6, this one right here, there's apparently 2 tombstones. I believe they might be named after us. I'm not totally sure. These 2 tombstones, if you crouch between them 6 or 7 times, then apparently you get a buddy that follows alongside you and drops health as you go.
Hey.
Yeah, this is something I learned, so I'm thinking we should probably play this, don't you think?
Yeah, let's try that.
Alright, I want to see if this works. This was something that I read online, so it might be true or not, but we'll give it a go. And I believe when we played this before, we didn't actually get through it together. I had to finish that final section myself, which was was not great.
I think. Oh yeah, because I died.
Yep. So let's. Oh, hold on.
Push up, push up.
So mean. And Mario says that sounds like classic video games to me. What does Spyro? Spyro, exactly, Spyro. Eek! Oh man. Oh! Oh shoot, that was a grenade. Oh my gosh. This is not a good start. Alright, so the songs, I don't know that we have any more songs we need to get. However, we do want to get them. We do want to pick them up because they do offer upgrades. This is what I've learned. Do you want to...
It froze on me again.
Oh no, Solid.
Alrighty, and then
that was such a quick freezing there. All right, so let's kick ya. And let's see. Can I invite, or can you just resume with that invite?
Well, I gotta wait for my game to stop freezing because it's still frozen.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh. Yes, Mario says, no, the really complicated Easter eggs. Yes, Mario, that is such a good point. I think that is essentially... Yeah, that is essentially a very retro video game thing right there. Absolutely. And Harem says, Mario, every game before you were born are classics to man and me. Mario says, like the Konami code. Harem says, but I research them in my free time. Which is awesome, Mario. Retro games are great. That's pretty cool. Well, it's strange because you still show up in my stream here, Solid. So
Yeah, it's...
please pardon the technical difficulties, everyone. This will be hopefully the only time this stream, knock on wood, right?
Hopefully, yes.
Yep. I suppose what I could do here is we can back out. I'm going to go ahead and start this over. Play online. Continue. Host. Invite. Begin. Invite again. I shall wait for you to hop back on, Solid.
Okay, yeah, I had to restart my Steam again.
Alright. As soon as that's done, I'll see you online and invite. But yeah, isn't that a bummer? Isn't that a bummer, Harem? Mario says try closing out of Double Dragon Neon. Yeah.
I sacked.
There we go. Alright, I have sent you the old invite. Turn to the game. Let's see if this works now. Mario says I'm not sad about it. Oh, Miiverse died and you're not sad? Miiverse is actually heading out on the 7th of November, so we've got a few more days. I have to say I'm quite sad about it. I actually met a lot of really wonderful people through the Miiverse. In fact, do you know Ghost Kid from our Discord? I met him.
I've seen him.
Yeah, I actually met him through the Miiverse.
Okay.
Yeah, the Miiverse being Nintendo's social media sort of site. And I think it was great. It was an excellent platform, but it just sadly, it didn't stick. But apparently Mario hated Miiverse, which is sad. It was not handled correctly. What do you mean it wasn't handled correctly, Mario? I would like to hear your take on it. I know that there was some drama around people not too happy that it was as carefully moderated and wouldn't allow outside links and things like that, but I personally think that was fine. It was a nice safe place, which is what I liked. Mods were too strict. See, I don't find that an issue at all, because I think there are plenty of social media sites that would allow you to, you know, be to not be moderated as much. But I liked that the Miiverse was pretty strict that way. But that again, you know, yeah, like you say your username and it says personal info. Yeah, which that was their prerogative. I had that happen to me a few times, so I don't know.
Okay, man. I'm gonna have to restart my whole computer.
Oh no, Solid.
Yeah. So I'll be gone in a little bit, and I'll be back.
Do you think? I mean, do you think we're gonna get it today? Is it, or do you think it's maybe we? I mean, what do you want to do? You want to just try restarting and then going for it, or?
Yeah. Let me restart and go for it, and then hello.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, language. All right, so Solid is going to return back in just a minute. Apparently, all things are going wrong. I am sorry, Solid. And I will meanwhile be chatting with folks. We'll see what happens. So maybe we'll get it working here. Mario says you've had similar difficulties with Steam games. I know, it's so sad. And Hiram says downloads and installs the game so he can join it instead. Oh, Hiram, that's funny. Well, what we could do, here's my thought. As a backup, let's say this doesn't end up working out for whatever reason. I can always switch to Super Mario Maker. But I'm hoping, because I'd very much like to beat this game with Solid, especially since, you know, this is going into our third week. I think we can do it today. We're really close to the end. But we'll just have to wait and see. So let me go ahead and just make a few comments here while we're waiting for Solid. First of all, you've noticed the exclamation mark NH in the top right corner. That's because during the month of November, I am trying to raise awareness for various health issues. I am participating in to some degree in No Shave November, so all the patrons get to see my beard growing in all of the Minute with Mana vlogs. And I'm also trying to take some opportunities to bring to light different health issues that also some of our friends of Mana have experienced. So with that in mind, this week right now, I have just the typical, or I just have the first of my weekly updates, and this includes some information that I found really interesting from TED, the TED Talks. It's actually a really cool study that was done in, it was a Harvard study, and it started in 1938, I think it was. It's lasted to today and is still going on. And the study followed a group of men from two different socioeconomic backgrounds. And what they found was, through asking lots and lots of questions, and eventually having wives and children participate in the study as well, there were some patterns as to what aided longevity, good health. And to summarize the big takeaway from both those links that are found at NH, good, healthy relationships makes almost the biggest difference. It was really interesting to hear this, but what they found is that people who had positive relationships, people that they could communicate with, dialogue with, people around them that they could share themselves with, this brought about good health and happiness in life. And I think that's just a good reminder for all of us that we need to seek out positive influences in our lives, positive relationships. And so I hope that maybe this month as we go forward, that'd be a nice little background for us, because I think we're going to be talking about some other, obviously, things that can't be solved just by good relationships. But as we are going forward, I think, no matter what, even if you are suffering from some sort of, health issues, still looking for those relationships are essential in getting through them or living with them. If you are healthy and you have them, it's going to help you. If you are unhealthy and you have them, it's going to help you. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. Uh-oh, Mario says, whoa, oh shoot. What now, Mario? What's got you saying, oh shoot? And oh shoot on my behalf, because I just realized I still haven't added Ginny to the thank you slider. Oh, darn. I'll have to take care of that soon. Now, if you are wondering, speaking of Ginny, she is actually doing a 24-hour stream, which is impressive, right? I mean, 24 hours, that's a long stream. And not only is she doing this 24-hour stream, she's doing it to help the, what is it? Let me double check here. Let me double check on it. It's, why have I completely spaced on the name of the charity? It's Extra Life. Thank you. Extra Life, which is a gaming charity for children. If you want more information, you can obviously go to her stream, but it's pretty cool. She's doing 24 hours of streaming with Extra Life being the beneficiary of her any donations and things like that. And she is currently playing Animal Crossing and will be playing lots of other games throughout the day. So, and Mario says saying "oh shoot" for the story. Yeah, isn't that cool? Isn't that a really cool story there? I really think it's neat that they were able to have a study going on for that long. That is really impressive, you know? And the information they pulled from it is really, really cool. But yeah, let's see. So, Harem says, and man, it's called Movember. So, I've heard that that's for mustaches and raising awareness for men's health, I believe. It's in looking it up. See, a lot of why I'm doing this month was brought to me by Not a Crafty Username. There's actually a particular few health issues that I'm going to be bringing up that he brought to my attention, because November is also known as Nervember, and it's a month to also look at, raise awareness, and hopefully help support efforts to decrease basically neurological, there we go, that's what I'm trying to say, neurological diseases. And so there's actually a few there that I'm going to be talking about, but I was looking up a lot about Movember, No Shave November, because frankly, this is a great opportunity for me to educate myself, and I don't know all the details on it, but it appears to me that Movember began in Australia, and it has spread in various ways to other countries. And when it came to the US, I guess it's still Movember, I think you're right, but No Shave November is a more general awareness for men's health, I believe. Movember, if I recall correctly from what I read, Movember has to do with particular, I think it might have been prostate. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to double check on that. But I figured this month, again, we would sort of just take it 1 week at a time and look at the health of the whole person, because I think that is important. And I've often talked about, this is why I only stream for a few hours, you know? I don't stream for really, really long hours because I don't want to, I don't want to, be unhealthy. So anyways, that being said, I see Solid is back. So one moment here, let's check in with Solid. Hello, Solid. Solid, I'm hearing some cool background noises there. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Solid was here just a moment ago. Mario says the Splatoon manga is getting localized. That's cool. And next week you have 3 days off and 2 half days of school. Excellent. Right on, Mario. And Tommy, if you're here, what is new as well? Love to hear from you. Not sure what's going on Solid's end. Solid? Okay, I'm hearing some background noises on Solid's end, but no Solid. Huh. Interesting. I do apologize for all of these technical difficulties. I think, unfortunately, what I may have to do here is... oh boy, what to do. Ham says, Mana, that's just a whisper off me saying what it's for? Did you whisper me something? I missed the whisper. That's odd. Not sure. Okay, well, I apologize. I think what we might have to do is call Double Dragon Neon, unless we give Solid one more chance here. Solid, are you there? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Solid? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to reconnect with Solid here. We're gonna have to work out these technical issues. I hope we can get this going here, but I'm afraid at this point that I think what's best, since we've already sadly gone a half hour into our streams, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to another game. So that's gonna take just a moment or two of my time to set up. I will have to change the stream category and those things, but we're gonna switch over to Super Mario Maker, and I will accept any sort of viewer suggestions for levels, and we'll kind of play through that. I'm sorry, Solid. I don't know quite what's going on there. I know technical issues are never fun. So I will be back in just a moment. If you would please give me a moment of your time and refresh when I come back. I'll mention it in chat so you know. Hey, Artie. You just woke up late. I'm going to switch over to Super Mario Maker, Artie. And because we're having technical difficulties, I will get back to you in a moment. And if you all would mind just watching the chat, when I get back in there and say refresh, we'll be live again. All right, thanks so much. I'll be right back.